Welcome to Day 19 of the Canon Law in a Year podcast. Today we will read Canons 90 through 93. If you want to follow along, we are using the translation from the Canon Law Society of Great Britain and Ireland, which you can see on the fantastic website www.canonlaw.ninja, linked in the description below. Starting off with Canon 90. A dispensation from an ecclesiastical law is not to be given without a just and reasonable cause, taking into account the circumstances of the case and the importance of the law from which the dispensation is given. Otherwise, the dispensation is unlawful, and, unless given by the legislator or his superior, it is also invalid. Note: so dispensations can't be given willy-nilly with no reason, and the bigger the dispensation, the bigger the reason that is needed. Continuing. A dispensation given in doubt about the sufficiency of its reason is valid and lawful. We will touch on this in my note on Canon 92. Canon 91. In respect of their subjects, even if these are outside the territory, those who have the power of dispensing can exercise it even if they themselves are outside their territory. Unless the contrary is expressly provided, they can exercise it also in respect of peregrini actually present in the territory. They can exercise it too in respect of themselves. Note: remember, peregrini is Latin for a traveler or pilgrim, so someone who is outside of their home diocese. A bishop still has the authority over those who reside within his diocese, even when they are traveling outside of the diocese, and the same goes for a pastor over his parishioners. So even if you are on vacation on the other side of the planet, your bishop still has the authority to grant you dispensations, assuming of course that all the requirements for the dispensation are fulfilled. Continuing. Canon 92. A strict interpretation is to be given not only to a dispensation in accordance with Canon 36, paragraph 1, but also to the very power of dispensing granted for a specific case. Note: Canon 36 gives us the very important principle that I'll rephrase as favors are to be extended and penalties restricted. Any laws that restrict someone's rights or inflict a punishment, etc., must be interpreted strictly so their use is limited. But those that are not restrictive can be interpreted widely so as to give greater benefit. So looking back to Canon 90, if there is a reasonable doubt about whether a dispensation has adequate reason, then it is assumed to be lawful and valid. One assumes in favor of the dispensation rather than in its restriction. Now here in Canon 92, we see the addition that the power of dispensing is also interpreted strictly. So one example would be that you meet your home bishop in another diocese. While he can grant you a dispensation, he cannot normally grant it to others who do not reside in his diocese, even if they're standing right next to you. His authority to grant dispensations outside of his territory is interpreted strictly, not widely. And continuing with our last canon for today, Canon 93. A dispensation capable of successive applications ceases in the same way as a privilege. It also ceases by the certain and complete cessation of the motivating reason. Note: the means by which privileges cease, which also cover dispensations, are found in Canons 78 through 84, so that's where to look if you want to refresh on those. And that brings us to the end of Day 19, and also finishes Book 1, Title 4, which was entitled Singular Administrative Acts, and started all the way back in Canon 35. Tomorrow we begin Title 5, Statutes and Rules of Order, starting with Canons 94 through 95. And also finishing with Canons 94 and 95. That's the entirety of Title 5. It's only 2 canons. Alright, so have a great day, and God bless you.